Heyo everybody, Haku here with this read-through, this bi-week's read-through for Beastars, and this time we're going from chapter 51 onwards. Like I said, I want to do at least 4 chapters of read-through, so let's get through as many as we can, and just enjoy reading this series. I really like the series. We just finished up that last arc, and we're moving into a new arc now. I kind of got to the first chapter of the new arc at chapter 50, I believe, and I'm a little bit hesitant with this direction that they're taking Lewis in. I'm, of course, here for it. I'm here to read it. But at the same time, it does seem a little, I don't want to call it cliche or anything, but the one good guy main male cast member and the one flirting with darkness male main cast member is very, very much done in basically every shonen. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of just something that we've seen a million times before. So I'm not sure about the direction. I would have liked to have seen the two of them work together, honestly. I think that would have been a much more interesting thing to read. But we'll see where things are going. I really like Juno as a character, though. I feel like there could be this, like, real rivalry between Lewis and Juno that would be really cool. Where Legoshi, our main character, our main good guy character, isn't even part of this kind of rivalry between the two of them. Or not directly at least. So let's get into reading, starting with chapter 51, and see what we end up with. I think that's about all that we left off with going on. So now we have chapter 51, Life Tastes Like Heavy Lead, and looks like we're starting off with that Shishigumi car from before. Lewis has become the boss of the Shishigumi. Did you break ties with your school yet? Chapter 51, Life Tastes Like Heavy Lead. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go. Don't try to rush me. I still need to go through a couple of procedures before I give them my withdrawal report. Like my family seal of approval. Right, 'cause you're still a minor. Sometimes I forget that. Our new system is nearly perfect. The world you're about to enter is practically a jungle. Do you think you're ready? You all prepared everything for me since that night. It's too late for me to back down anyway. Okay. I salute you, boss. I was right in choosing you. 2 months ago. Okay, we're gonna see how this happened. Hey, what's the holdup, he says. I'm the one who killed your boss. If you consider yourself to be his underlings, then hurry up and eat me. Boss, says the guy. The boss is dead. Hey, he says. Was it really that kid who killed the boss? Probably. He's got blood on his face. What's the Shishigumi supposed to do now? Transfer? Hold on, he still wants to eat him. He sounds pretty full of himself, but why don't we take him up on his offer? Yeah, let's worry about us after we eat him. It's not every day we get an animal all to ourselves. I want the calf. What do you want, Hugo? Want the ribs? Wait, says the guy in the glasses. I recognize him. Yeah, there's no mistake. Don't eat him. I have a great idea. Huh? You were in the newspapers, right? They called you an inspiration for our future. You're the leading candidate for that Beastars thing in the Cherryton school, right? He's a young star, and he's also an herbivore. Why don't we try making him the new boss of the Shishigumi? I'm glad our boss is dead. Last year that tyrant made us isolated from the underworld. What? If this kid becomes the new face of the Shishigumi, we'll be more respected, and our underworld deals will go through smoother. What? But he's a deer. That's the point. Hey, what are you talking about? Didn't I tell you guys to eat me, he thinks? Is this some kind of joke? I don't buy it. I'll want to eat him someday. You'll have to deal with it. This is the only way we can survive in an herbivore-dominated society. Oh, look, they point over. I would rather die than be used by carnivores, he thinks. Keep talking. I'll narrow down your choices, pointing the gun at himself. Shit, stop him. And he fires, but definitely doesn't look like he's aimed at himself. Okay. Right. Oh, did he just shoot through his snout or something? Or did he miss somehow? Huh. Weird. Now he's laying in bed. This is a nightmare. I'm still alive. How could I let them knock me out, he thinks. I can smell many felines in here. I hate felines, even more than canines. Kid, how are you doing? While you were sleeping, we were having a meeting, says the one Shishigumi guy. Don't patronize me. You should have eaten me while I was still out cold. Well, we couldn't be sure because of the we couldn't because of the topic of our meeting, which is too bad. We're not getting anywhere. I know you're trying to make me the new leader of the Shishigumi, which is a stupid idea. I'm against it. I can see why. It's very mold-breaking. There's also the fact that we're adults, the Shishigumi, and not to mention the fact that we're lions. It's just so crazy it could work. We tried deciding through tallies, but the number of those who are for or against are practically even. Of course, I strongly sympathize with those who are against it. And that's when we came up with another idea. Translator's note, the Japanese equivalent of tally marks. Yeah, I already knew about that. And that's when we came up with another idea. This will be decisive. We won't come to a conclusion if we're the only ones taking action, which is why I suggest that we have a nice and friendly meal together. Alright. Okay, so now he's having his meal with the Shishigumi. What, he thinks? The hell? We wanted to welcome you here. We're just so curious about you. We were in a hurry to get some food out of the freezer. This meat is from a loser buffalo who betrayed us. Looks delicious. Let's eat it gratefully and savor the taste, shall we? Don't vomit. Bear with it, he thinks. This is a test. They're testing me. Whether I can adopt their diet or not. They must be having fun with this. Damn it, quit staring. If I eat this right now, I'll join the Shishigumi and be used as their puppet. But if I don't eat this, I'll end up the same as this buffalo. My life is in their hands. I'm also being made into a circus act. I didn't live this long just so I could die like this. Damn it, why am I shaking so much? I can't stop sweating. What the hell's wrong with me? Am I frustrated? I need to live. And he picks up the knife. And they're shot as he starts eating. Okay. Delicious. Give me more. And this is how the new Shishigumi was born. That was actually really, really good. I like that. The Shishigumi are horrible, evil, terrible people. But at the same time, I thought they were really entertaining. They make for really good characters as shitty people. So that was actually really fun. I liked that a lot. And I'm going to take a sip of water between each chapter so I don't lose my voice, because I want to try to get through as many chapters as possible, like I said. So I actually really liked that one. Still, not sure about the direction, of course, like I said, about him going the slightly evil path, but I certainly don't mind it. I was just saying it's not what I would have personally preferred. But either way, that was really entertaining. And I'm excited to see some more of the Shishigumi characters, actually. But now we have Chapter 52, Two Dangerous Egotists. And we have Juno on the cover, of course, looking fine. I've been saying she had a best girl this entire time, but Juno constantly has me questioning myself. So 52, Two Dangerous Egotists. The beautiful beast hides fearsome fangs, ready to tear any soft-skinned male to shreds. Yes, please. Oh, hold on. Did it skip a page? Oh, no, it's good. Alright. Legoshi is reacting to a pair of antlers. We finally have Legoshi again. He just keeps staring. What? Huh? Oh, nothing. Sorry. He's just been staring at this guy. Ah, dang. Ah, dang, that wolf's creepy, thinks the one guy. Ah, Lewis-senpai. He just keeps thinking to himself, my, how the tables have turned, Legoshi. What did he mean by that? I've never seen Lewis-senpai act that way before. If he's going through hard times, I want him to tell me. I was so happy to see him again. I hope he's not dropping out. Maybe he got a job or something. He's technically, the note, he's technically not wrong. Hey, Juno-san, he says, walking up to her. Are you going to the wolf room? Since today's territory day, right? And we've seen that before in the notes, just telling us about it again. So what? Oh, well, I'm going there too. Why don't we go together? So, I wanted to talk about Lewis-senpai. Last week, what are your thoughts? In fact, do you know what's happening to him? What's with that innocent look on his face, she keeps thinking. The more I try to distance him, the more he approaches me. Ah, you cheeky heartbreaker. So stop trying to play with my heart, she says. Ever since I confessed to you in the Meteor Festival, I can't look at you in the eye anymore. I was so desperate and embarrassed back then, but then you gave me a vague answer and left me. You're strong. I want you to stay manly and support everyone. See ya. Then he just dips out. Oh my god, Legoshi is the best. I want you to think about how I felt when you glossed over my confession. Also, that was the first time anyone's called me manly before. It was a shock. Well, shoot, I wasn't trying to gloss over anything. I meant everything I said. Legoshi is the best character in manga I have said before. But I didn't know that was a confession. I don't think anyone would see it that way. I mean, Juno-san liking me? Now I understand, I think she says. My love for you is lost to your hatred of your own species. She's crying. That's why you're in love with that bunny girl, isn't it? But even though sorry, I'm laughing too much, I'm starting to tear up. But even though I've lost, I'm not done yet. That's why I want you to reject me, right here, right now. Please. She's like sniffling now. This is so hard to deal with. Don't cry, Juno-san. I don't think I've got the right to say this, but I think we're pretty alike. We're both pretty stubborn and overbearing, but in a good way. I think you should calm down so we can talk this over. I can't calm down or talk to you. Don't say that. We can talk in the wolf room under the artificial moonlight. I never thought I'd actually rely on territory time, he thinks. And we just have them and a bunch of other wolves sitting awkwardly. Or them walking in with a bunch of other wolves. So awkward. The one with the dark circles around her eyes looks really cool. And the big one beside her, too. To the right of her. And then we have the small one. This one that looks like a raccoon toward the middle. I'm sure you can tell which one I'm talking about. Then we have the thick unit one. One with some glasses. I like these designs. What? What is this? Everyone looks so happy. The confusion. In normal territory times, the wolves in the wolf room would just sit still and mind their own business. We'd just gaze at the moon like normal wolves do. Oh, it's Juno, says this one guy. I wanted to talk to you. You did a great job at the Meteor Festival. I don't know the details, but you gave a speech about a male wolf who saved an herbivore's life, right? That's awesome. We're moved by you. Uh-huh, she says. Moved? What do you mean? Herbivores are seeing us in a better light. Their faces don't change even if I get within 1 meter of their space. This has gotten me way less stressed. It's because you showed them what a carnivore can really do. You've got your own fan club, which is 30% herbivores. So I like this. Showing that her plans for peace, I mean, sure, there are people that are going to use it in the wrong way, but her plans for bringing peace are actually kind of working, because, like, herbivores are more trusting of carnivores, and the carnivores are less stressed out because of it. It's all thanks to you. Thank you. I'm so glad. I had no idea. You know, we went to the herbivore dorm and some herbivores passed by and said hi to us. Normally they would glare at us. Hey, Legoshi-senpai, you said that we're similar and that we're both stubborn and overbearing, right? I'll admit that I'm stubborn, but there's no one more overbearing than you are. So, is it true that you're going to be the next Beastar? It's too early to decide, she says, wagging her tail. Awesome. Can you imagine a female wolf being chosen as the leader of the student body? Lewis isn't in school anymore, so it's actually possible. In fact, she should have it in the bag. So now I'm the rebel, and she's justice, thinks Legoshi. Well, at least there aren't any herbivores in this room. And they're all wagging their tails. Okay, now in the staff room. Huh? Where's the headmaster? He isn't here. He's gone to the All-Organism Council meeting with a solemn look on his face. Council meeting? Wow, how many years has it been? Tonight's meeting isn't going to be a simple one. So we have this little chipmunk and this antelope guy. At least I think that's what he is. Or is that what a male gazelle looks like? I think he's an antelope. The heads of all species are going to be there. They're all restless to pick the next Beastar in the Cherryton school. This prestigious school hasn't seen a Beastar in 5 years. Okay, This is interesting, and we see them all separated. This is very interesting. Like, I'm assuming with the ROD we have Rodentia on the far left there, then Filiformia, Primates. We have some birds up there and birds of prey above them. It looks like crane-type birds below. Marsupials, Chiroptera, or bats, it would seem. Legomorphia. Artiodactyls, or what is that, split-hooved creatures. So it's really cool. And then in the center, we see the group. The Chariton School seat is empty. So is this a meeting of Beastars, or is... I thought it was going to be, or supposedly a meeting of, So it's weird, though, that each species has its own leader and ambassador. But we see around the table, I wonder if there's any, like, specific reason, if it's like a taxonomy thing, or if it's just, like, the most important politicians in the middle, because it looks like a wolf of some kind. You would figure it would be a dog instead of a wolf, but it seems like a wolf of some kind. There's a cat, a deer, whatever that is on the desk, like a squirrel or something. Looks like some kind of eagle, maybe on the far way across. And is that a pigeon beside the eagle? Some sort of alligator or crocodile. And giraffe, of course. This is really cool, though. We're getting more into the world building of this. The leaders of all the species, why? Because this needs the attention of every species. The school has produced the largest number of leaders and bigwigs in history. Right now, a big tide is forming. Now's the time to discern their various problems and hopes. So, I like this. We see the back-turned solemn Lewis, the happy smiling Juno, and I believe that silhouette is probably Legoshi, though it might be a new character, but it's probably Legoshi. The dazzling hope of the school, who will win the status of Beastar. What if it was interesting, everybody wants it to be Juno or to be Lewis, but what if they end up actually giving it to Legoshi because of him saving Haru as an ambassador of someone who would sacrifice their life or risk their life to save an herbivore? That actually might be a possibility. So, yeah, it's really, really interesting. So I'm going to take a jump cut and get a sip of water during that, just to make sure this video, what I have so far, saves, and then we'll go into reading chapter 53. Alright, let's go ahead and get into chapter 53, I suppose. Chapter 53, A Cornered Rat Bites the Cat. Okay, so let's see what we have with this meeting then. We see Crocodilia, where we're looking from a different angle now, the reverse angle. So the wolf is the one blocked by the thing in the middle now. We see those same two birds. There's a monkey now that we didn't see before, or an ape, something like that. Some sort of ram, and then beside it some sort of other similar creature. Okay. The pot in the middle of the meeting. The liquid inside is enshrined by the council. Okay, never mind. That was just the chapter title. I already read that. The All-Organism Council meeting has now begun. Is it the blood of all species or something? A solemn meeting where the vacant Beastar position will be filled. The council in this meeting is made up of the leaders of every species. Every leader is required to put a part of their body inside that pot. It serves as an oath to not disclose anything regarding the council meetings. Okay, so this isn't like an open governmental thing. This is like a super, this is like a super secretive thing. Alright then. When the last strand of DNA is placed inside the pot, the rest of the species' DNA dissolves into a chemical, causing the liquid to quickly turn blue. And we have this one guy in glasses, some feline guy. I guess that's going to be the leader of Chariton. He looks up. Serves as the signal of the beginning. Okay. Oh dear. Thank you all very much for trying to help the Chariton school. I know it must have been tough for you animals of different... Oh, so it must be... Okay, what I'm thinking, maybe there's a representative from each different species, but the people around the table in the middle are leaders of important things, like the leader of the Chariton school, or the leader of other... Either the leader of other schools, or possibly the leader of different big industries. That would make sense. Okay, so, serves as a signal at the beginning. Oh dear, thank you all very much for trying to help the Cherryton School. I know it must have been tough for you animals of different shapes and sizes to come here. Of the top secret all-organism council meeting, headmaster of the Cherryton School, Siberian Tiger, Gon, age 55. And hello, the wolf beside him is a female. Are we getting MILF Wolf, please? Not to mention, the animals sitting in the lower area today are the head... Okay, yep, all headmasters of their own prestigious school academies. I'm not very used to this kind of situation. Mr. Gon, says the squirrel or whatever sort of rodent it was, I like how he has to use a loudspeaker to speak to the council. Let's proceed with the meeting, shall we? A small animal can only have so much patience. You must be aware that even with all these numbers of Academy representatives, the Cherryton School has the highest number of talents. And yet, for some reason, there hasn't been a single Beastar in your school for 5 years. I'll be honest, that is very strange. Well, the Olivier School, we have at least one Beastar per year. And we see the one cat-looking guy from before, I think. Oh, well, that's the same for the Dorpal School as well. It's commonplace. And we see the one eagle-looking guy. There are 2 specific kinds of Beastars. The first is the kind that's chosen by a nationally acclaimed school. When the chosen students graduate, they obtain a high social standing and receive special training. One of the young Beastars will be chosen as a sublime Beastar, a beast who will become a driving force in the world. Okay, so all the schools put forth Beastars, and then the Beastars have to compete to be the sublime Beastar. Okay, and other schools have been producing them 1 per year, but Cherryton hasn't produced any in a while. What if Cherryton just puts forth 3 of them? What if he just says, I'm putting forth Juno, Legoshi, and Lewis? Or at least Juno and Lewis. And it just so happens that most of the Sublime Beastars, oh dearly, sure. Okay? Come from none other than the Cherryton School. So they don't produce one every year, but theirs are usually the ones that end up winning. I see. Damn it, I wish I didn't have to come here, he thinks to himself. Artiodactyls are too hysterical and love playing the victim card. Don't you think we need a hero in our society? They're too senseless. Get an herbivore to be the next Beastar. The Lord wouldn't approve of this meeting, says, an elephant. Perissodactyls are too hard-headed and out of touch with modern society. Oh my gosh, I swear this stress is going to make my wings change color. Birds in general are more interested in art than politics. Carnivorans are chauvinistic and make no effort to hide their arrogance. Those herbivores are bleeding again. What else is new? And we have like a cheetah and lion talking in the audience or something. Or not audience, but you get what I mean. There's no way we can gather every organism here and exchange opinions without conflict. This is what council meetings are. You know, I heard a rumor that your top Beastar candidate, Lewis-kun, has dropped out of your school, says the giraffe. I've heard that too. What's that all about, says the ram. Couldn't you have talked some sense into him? And maybe that's a horse beside the ram. Still couldn't tell exactly what it was. I've been concerned about the third-year Lewis-kun, but I have no intention of giving him any special treatment. What? And we have the dear representative. Listen, if he's a student of my proud school, he's still just a boy. Okay? A student's youth is a very harsh time, says Gon. You've all experienced youth, so you should all know. It's a time where you study for tests, fall in love, question your own worth, and where you begin to be at odds with your concealed feral instincts. And despite that, our system dictates that we place an overwhelming burden on a single student. I was always against it. Heroes are not found, they're born. Okay, so that's probably why he hasn't been putting forth Beastars. So my point is that my students are important to me. I fully intend on watching them grow. And we have the squirrel silent for a minute before looking up. How very feline of you. You'd make a good speaker you'd make a good speaker on laissez-faire. Maybe it's because of your attitude that there was a murder in the Cherryton school. Oh, bringing up my poor man, who was it, Tem that was killed? Poor Tem. So, that murder back in spring, an alpaca in the drama club was eaten alive. That was really big back then. Did they find the culprit? No, they haven't. So, you seriously think it was done, or do you seriously think it was done by an outsider when Cherryton is a boarding school? While you're pretending that tragedy never happened, the culprit's probably still in school while pretending to be a harmless student. This is interesting because we don't know who the culprit's going to finally end up being in the end. I think you should nominate the student who captures the culprit as the next Beastar of the Cherryton school. That is not a very good way to decide. Not at all, because then people will make a lot of false accusations, logically. That would surely give birth to a hero. A wonderful idea, wouldn't you agree? What the hell? Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Well, it does sound like a good... No! That's not a good idea at all. If you put a reward out for finding the person, you're going to get a lot more false leads. It is simple. I second that. That case ought to be closed once and for all. In that case, those who are in, give a round of applause. I knew this was going to turn out badly, thinks Gon. And now we have singing? You are my nutrition, you are my blood. I'll never forget how your body made me drool. I'm surrounded by scrumptious delights. I'm surrounded by flavorful bites. Hey. Oh, are we going to get into the murderer finally? Oh, finally I found you. Everyone was looking around for you. What were you doing? Oh, supplementary courses. No one's really mad at you. I think you'll be fine. Well, let's go to class. And it's Legoshi, and he looks back at them again. What are you smiling for? Before Legoshi lies the smile of a predator. Oh, so it's someone Legoshi knows. Is it one of his roommates, perhaps? Is it Juno? I hope it's not Jack. So yeah, is it a roommate? Is it Juno? Is it... It could be Bill or Alba, but I don't think so because Bill would be too obvious, and I just don't think it's Alba. So, yeah, we have Chapter 54 now, Catching a Faint Sound. And, should I save real quick to make sure my stuff saves? You know, I'm going to try to just push through 54 for right now. Chapter 54, Catching a Faint Sound. His big body bears scars on his back. A gentle beast, but with a violent nature. So much alliteration. It looks like he's, bathing with the, one hyena guy, his roommate. Man, he's got a lot of scars now. Alright. Okay. What's going on? Next page? Excuse me? Okay, it's working. Is it gonna come to me? Thinks Legoshi in a track uniform. Legoshi's playing mandatory sports, which require his worst attributes, focus and reflexes. And he just gets nailed in the face. Damn it. Play ball like a normal canine and don't suck. Sorry, he says. Well, this isn't too bad, I guess, now that I think about it. And it looks like he was drawing on his math notes. He's beside Legum again. This is how I normally am. This will probably come in the next test. Be sure to take notes, says the teacher. I've got a plain personality. I picked a fight with a tiger and the Shishigumi all because of a girl I like. That's pretty simple, isn't it? We haven't seen Haru in any of these yet. Louis-senpai, come back to school, please. Why, he says. No, Legoshi, in charge of cleaning. I think this will be the last time I try to think of ways to bring him back. If what he's doing is so important that he has to drop out of school to do it, then I don't have the right to stop him. The school's attitude is changing along with the carnivores in it. Still, if there's anything I'm confident about, it's my reluctance to change my beliefs. Juno-san has the entire school under her finger. Louis-senpai's gone to a completely different world from mine, and as for me, I just realized my desire to live free and strong is simply my desire, to live a plain and simple life. And we had just plain on his forehead. I just realized my raison d'etre at age 17, and while I'm taking out the trash to boot. Man, is that normal? Maybe it is. I've lived most of my life trying not to stand out. And he turns back. My ears are ringing again. I've been hearing it for days. This is so annoying. What the hell? This is some kind of dog whistle or something, maybe? We see Legoshi with his roommates again. Hey, he says, is there something in this room? Huh? They all turn back. Don't you hear that? Something's definitely here. Probably been here for days. That's scary, they all say. I'm not kidding. I really am hearing something. You guys can't hear it? It's a rattling sound and it gets louder every day. And lately I've been feeling something staring at me. Jack, you're his best friend, say something, thinks the one. I don't know how to handle his mystery mode episodes. Legoshi, says Jack nervously, get a hold of yourself, man. You're just hearing things because you're stressed and sleep deprived, but I don't know what to say about the staring. Oh, I've heard a ghost story about this school. Sounds like Legoshi's story, says the one dog. A ghost story? Yeah, it's pretty popular in Cherryton School. There's supposed to be a six-eyed ghost in the school that makes a lot of weird sounds. Collet, you're a second year and you still believe in ghost stories? That's embarrassing. What, you don't? Nope. A ghost. I think it's something more dangerous, thinks Legoshi. So he's not ruling out ghosts, he just thinks it's more dangerous. And then he feels the presence and punches the wall instinctively. Ah, crap, I made a hole in the wall. Well, I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's something real. If it's raining, spray deodorant on your fur, we see a note up on the door. I'll get the toolbox right after I'm done getting the laundry. Gotta fix that wall. Just acting like it's normal. What was that? He acted like a pro hitman. I don't know if I want to be his roommate anymore. What the hell's going on? They're all just nervous. I wish we got more development for Legoshi's roommates. I really like them. We're all alone now. The least you could do is tell me your name, says Legoshi. How long have you been stalking me? 2 weeks? 3? Everyone's gonna think I'm a psycho at this rate. You're not really a six-eyed ghost, are you? And he's looking around some more. Alright? And then a snake drops out. Oh, so was the snake maybe the one who killed... If he becomes friends with this, is this who he was talking to? Is this going to be the one who killed Tem or whatever? A snake falls out. If so, pretty stereotypical that it's the snake. I suppose the time has finally come to reveal myself to you. A rattlesnake? Your secretive activities have driven my heart wild. Oh my gosh. I've been watching you ever since you fought that tiger on stage. Wow, that's been a while. What is with this seductive eyes on the snake? Excuse me? I saw how wild you saw how wild you were on outside the school, I guess. Sorry. I just was trying to make sense of that grammar or syntax or whatever. And how you chose a petite little bunny over a female of your own species. Oh, how you wagged your tail back then. You are a very loose cannon, and a shameless lolicon. You're the craziest psycho in the entire school. I've kept my eye on you, or rather, my 6 eyes. Oh, and she has eye markings, of course. There's nothing I don't know about you. If you think you're going to live the rest of your school life in peace, then you're in for a terrible surprise. Okay then. This is very interesting. I'm going to save this and keep reading, because I can't end it here. I want to know more about this snake. So, real quick, that was really good. Let me take a jump cut here. Alright, let's go into chapter 55 then, and keep reading for a little bit longer. Just a little bit, because my battery's starting to go deathly low, though. So, right now we have chapter 55, Eve has eaten the apple. So I might do this one, maybe one more. We'll see what the end of this one's like. But we have Legoshi confronted by the snake. What do you mean? He says. Okay. Why do you know me? You're far too unwary of your surroundings, I'm afraid. Legoshi's confronted by a big snake. Chapter 55, Eve has eaten the apple. In all of the time I spent watching you, I felt something. Also, it's kind of odd that the snake isn't... Well, it is a bit anthropomorphized, but not as much as a lot of the others. Doesn't have limbs still. Oh, sorry. Could you hold that? Could you hold that thought? My laundry's finished. Also, is this the first time we're seeing a reptile? We've seen mammals, we've seen birds. We haven't seen any fish people. I wonder if there are entire schools of fish people that just happen in the water. Because we saw no fish either at the meeting. So there's fish. We saw a reptile at the meeting, that's right. Like a chameleon or something. Some sort of lizard. So yeah. Have we seen any amphibians? I don't think we've seen a frog person yet. But we have seen reptiles just in the background. I wonder if they're insect peoples, or we've seen actual insects, but I wonder if they're insect people, or arthropod people, since they're not really... I don't know. I mean, they're still animals, but I guess are they technically invertebrates? So yeah, weird. Need to brush up on my taxonomy to read manga. Or not taxonomy. That's not the right term, is it? I think it is. Either way, in all the time I spent watching you, I felt something. Oh, sorry, could you hold that thought? My laundry's finished. Yes, so please wait. If they stay longer in the machine, the smell will stick, he thinks. As a snake, I'm proud of my stalking abilities, but this wolf can show slight caution without losing a sense of reality. He even has the gall to turn his back on me, despite how suspicious I appear to him. Just as I thought, this male wolf's potential has no limits. Ah, goodness, I have such a clear view of the joints in his body. I can see the veins that make up his limbs, the thick fur all over his rough-looking body. To be in his presence, it's like I'm looking at a modern masterpiece. He is just getting all the girls. If the snake is a girl. So, what do you mean that you've kept your eye on me? Who are you exactly? I seem to have dropped my hat when I fell on the floor. How rude of me. It's been many years since I approached a student in this fashion. I am the one and only security guard in this school. My name is Rokume. Of course, meaning 6 eyes. And I think, yeah, that's what the translator note says. A security guard? I didn't know we had one in this school. During the drama club's spring performance, I was hiding in the ceiling keeping an eye out for suspicious behavior. On the second day of the performance, the audience, me included, were enchanted by the devilish radiance of a certain actor. His act left me speechless. Your act, that is. Oh, shoot, that takes me back. Well, I wasn't acting, I was just suffering from temporary insanity. I know. That dwarf rabbit was the cause of your insane actions. That's also why you were unhinged during the summer, isn't it? Those scars on your arm resemble feline teeth marks. So I find it interesting that he's going to have Gohin on one side influencing him, and Rokume kind of influencing him as well on the other side. To think that someone like you would fall in love with such a petite and immoral female. You must be just as bad as she is. Well, she's not completely wrong, he thinks. Okay, so Rokume is a girl. The more I learned about you, the more intrigued I became. I would like to see... Snake MILF. Oh my god. I would like to see your capabilities once more. For the school. For the school. She surrounded me, he thinks. Yes, an animal of your caliber shouldn't be hiding from the public. It's a waste of potential. But Rokume-san, you're a security guard, so... Why do you hide from the public? The students in the school only know you as a ghost story. I doubt anyone could understand how I feel. I feel excited throughout every scale on my body. I wasn't always a security guard. Before that, I was just an ordinary rattlesnake. For my entire life I've been forced to live with the shame of having no arms or legs. Only by hiding myself can I endure living with this shame. Okay. Very, very lewd Snek touching our boy Legoshi, getting all the ladies. I rattle my tail whenever I see a troublemaking student. My job requires me to hide and act as a whistle. Oh, so that's what he was hearing. I'm jealous of you. Tell me, young wolf, those beautiful legs of yours, how strong are you with them? Showing interest in is he showing interest in my body? And she's noticing him touch her side. Why now of all times? You know, I never knew. I never knew snakes had it so rough. Taking my words to heart. Wow, snakes feel so smooth. I'd sure like to know how these scales are made. And she just looks shocked at him. And pounds him into the ground and runs away. Tsundere! Snake MILF, okay. I'll be excusing myself. She slithers off. But wait, I still have so much to say, he says. Legoshi completely turned this around. My aesthetic senses were right on the money. That young wolf is like no other, and she's running off. He lives life struggling with his developing body, his feral instincts, and his pure heart. I want to put my faith in him. Chase me, young wolf. Oh my god, Rokume is one of my favorite characters already. There are so many characters I love so much in this series. Like Legum is like one of my absolute favorites. Just from the one chapter she was in. You have what it takes. I know you do. Okay. And then she goes to where Tem was killed. Oh, is she going to be the one to help him find the killer then so that he can become the Beastar? I assume you remember the case where your alpaca friend was murdered. Even though I'm a security guard, I failed to capture the one responsible for his death. The culprit should still be in the school. And then he looks down. These flowers weren't here before. Wait, was it? I'm sorry. As a security guard and a fan of yours, I want an encore in this school. Lewis-senpai. So, you're telling me to find the culprit. Legoshi, why don't you ever... And he remembers what he said. I wouldn't blame you for hesitating. This must be the first time you've been told to do something based on your strength. Utilize your own strength. No, he says. To succeed where Lewis has failed, Legoshi vows to find the culprit. Tem, I'm sorry, it says on the flowers. There was this time when an upperclassman of mine told me that I should utilize my strength. I don't want his apology to be for nothing. Okay, I'm so excited. This is a good place to end, though, because the battery's almost dead. Gosh. And this one's called The Savior Seduction. Yeah, I will say, oddly seductive Snek lady. Hold on, let me save this to make sure the battery doesn't die and I don't lose this. Okay, so yeah, this was incredibly good. Rokume is one of my favorite characters already. Seductive Snek lady, but also the sort of tsundere-ness of it was really funny and cute too. So I like that he had this one mentor in Gohin to teach him to understand his feral instincts, to not give in to them, and to sort of, kind of, not really hold back, but to become kind of enlightened to being able to live with herbivores the way he can. And then now he has Rokume, who is a new mentor, to show him how to direct his strength in the right direction, to use his strength for good. Instead of suppressing his instinct, he's now learning to use his natural strengths. So that's good, and how Rokume has been following him to recognize not just his physical strength, but also his strength of heart. So this is actually a really cool direction for Legoshi, and Rokume is one of my favorite characters already too. This was really, really good. God, I love this series. So I'm going to get this video up tomorrow, I guess, from when I'm recording it. I hope you enjoyed this read-through. I loved reading these 5 chapters. So if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these 5 chapters, my first thoughts and reactions, all that. I'll have to do some reviews for this series at some point. Maybe some arc reviews or something, I don't know. Or some just discussions, but man, I love this so much. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe for more Beastars, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel, or talk to you there. If you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, I would love to talk more about this series. Just ask and I'll give you a link to the Discord server. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I will, yeah, I'll see you all next time.